It was the year 2023. I just entered this new coaching for which I was preparing for long enough to pass its entrance exam, right? And one day I was just scrolling through my phone and I just finished my study session, so I thought that I earned that scrolling session. And suddenly I got the urge to watch porn. And weirdly enough, I just accepted it. Without any hesitation, without resisting it, I just accepted it and started fapping and watching porn, right? After that session, I never regretted it. Generally, we get that post-nut clarification and then we feel guilt and regret and all of these bad emotion and negative emotions. And that day, weirdly enough, it was nothing like that. It was like, I didn't feel anything. And the next day, the same thing happened. I relapsed again. And this happened for 4 days. And I was like, I'm just stuck in a cycle. And then something clicked in my mind, like not at that point, but now. I was stuck not because of the habit itself. I was stuck because I was too comfortable in being stuck. Like just think about it. Like when will you change? When you get the motivation to, or you are just forced to, when life is so hard that you don't want to be at that place anymore, right? Because if you're unable to change, there is a possibility that you're stuck there, not because of this thing itself, because you are too comfortable there. There's nothing hitting you, telling you to change. There's nothing forcing you to change. And that is something that is definite. It will stay like that forever until something comes and hits you, and that's when you decide to change. But until that thing, it will be too late, and we want to change as soon as possible, right? Because we don't want to be the same versions as ourselves. And in this year, in 2025, I bet you made a lot of new resolutions and just trying to tell yourself that I'll change this year and I'll stop doing the bad habits. But it's just motivation at that point. It's not like you are forced to change. It's just that you got the motivation because of the new year. But you are still the same beneath that facade of yours. Like beneath that mask you wear, that you are changing, you are on self-improvement. You are the same person. And that is something that you really need to change. If you are stuck in a rut, the number one probability is that you are comfortable there. Not because it is good place. Because it is comfortable not changing. It is not hitting you hard enough for you to change. Do you get that? Like it is painful to see yourself falling, but it is not that painful that you want to change because your comfort just dominates the pain. Does that make sense? Like the comfort of staying in that place is dominating the pain that it is giving to you. So the comfort is greater and the pain is less. So you are staying in that same place. And for you to change, you need to increase the pain and decrease the comfort. For example, if you are in a place where the weather is very bad and it's cold and it's uncomfortable, and it's all pain, right? There's no comfort in that place. You'll try to get out of that place. But there's this place where the weather is average and you are just sitting on the bench, you are comfortable, you are in your jacket, the cold breeze is hitting you here and there in your toes, in your face. It's slight uncomfortable, but not that uncomfortable that you need to leave. If you get that point, you will start to change, right? So you are in a place where you are comfortable and the pain is less. You want to be at a place where the pain is greater and the comfort is less. So you need to make sure that in whichever habit you are stuck onto, you increase the pain in that. But how do you actually increase the pain? For example, if you are stuck watching porn, then what you actually need to do is whenever you watch porn, just tell yourself that this thing is what causing me to not to attract girls. This thing is what causing me my muscle to deteriorate. You just have to make yourself believe, right? Get the bro science mentality. Remember in 2018 we used to think that the masturbation and all of that porn thing is causing our muscles to deteriorate and all of that gym mentality, right? Like just make yourself believe like whatever the things that are important to you. For example, your muscles, your girls, money. Make yourself believe that the bad habit is what's stopping you to get them. And the pain is increasing right now. The harder you make yourself believe, the harder the pain will increase and the harder you'll start to stop that habit because you are just making yourself believe it has more disadvantages to you than the benefits. And when you start to do that, you'll start to leave that place. So the number one thing would be just make yourself believe that it has more disadvantages than the benefits that you get. The benefit is your comfort, you feel good, you feel pleasurable, but only up to that point, right? Like when you just burst out, the benefit is gone, the pleasure is gone, and all you have is disadvantage. But what happens after that? You forget that and you still get horny, you still get hard, and you start to again watch it, right? And that is something that you need to stop. You need to make the pain so hard that you don't even want to get the little comfort, the little pleasure that bad habit has. When you start to do that, you'll start to leave bad habits like this. This analogy is something that I learned from a book called Don't Believe in Everything You Think. And I'll just get that book, okay? So yeah, when you start to do that, you'll leave your bad habits. And until then, bye.